This week on Kentucky Afield, the state's most popular kayak fishing destination just got an improvement.
There's a huge benefit to the paddling community, without a doubt.
We'll find out what the Elkhorn Dam removal means for the stream. Next, recently while in the field, we stumbled upon what seemed to be an amazing artifact. We're having an expert take a look and tell us more about it. Then, we're getting ready for youth deer season.
Sound good?
Yep.
You ready?
Yes.
Good.
It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl. Hey, boy. That's a big rabbit. Nice job. Yes! Yes! My first muskie. Mercy Leo!
Yeah, look at it. It's a keeper.
There it goes. Boom!
Wow, that happened fast.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. Elkhorn Creek is one of the most traveled bodies of water in central Kentucky. And recently, due to a dam removal, it's just become more safe.
We're about 1 mile down from where the North Elkhorn and the South Elkhorn Creek come together, about 19 miles from where this creek ends in the Kentucky River.
There's been a unique feature here for a long time.
There has been this Lowhead Dam or Weir Dam here on the Elkhorn Creek. It's not anything you want to try to run with your kayak. Unfortunately, there's been people that have been trapped in it. There have been people that have drowned at this dam here before as well. And it is definitely an obstruction in the way from one of the prettier parts of the creek. We call this stretch of creek the Palisades because it does have 250-foot bluffs along the way. These Lowhead dams or Weir dams are dangerous because they create a recirculating hydraulic, or as boaters we call them holes. Holes naturally occur on rivers in all sorts of ways, but when you have a perfect hole because it's built by man and it's linear across, it creates a hydraulic which you can't get out of. And you notice in the dam all the water that's boiling, anything above that boil line up to the dam is the keeper, and if you get into that, it's not going to let you back out again. A life jacket may not even help you. The water is so strong wanting to push you down, the life jacket's not going to be buoyant enough to keep you up. As we see popularity in kayaking increasing, that's one of the reasons we get more concerned about these dams, because newer paddlers are not as educated to the dangers out there.
Jim Beam and Centauri is going to go through a process of removing this dam.
Seeing them come out and being removed is really just a phenomenal thing. It's been a long time coming, and I can't say enough good things about Beam Centauri, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, Federal Fish and Wildlife assisting this project, and really our local leaders. It's really been a team effort. As we've seen issues crop up on the creek, it always brings us back to the table to say what can we do to make things safer, and all those partners have really worked well together for this good common goal.
This facility was built in the 1900s, and this dam was built early 1900s is what we recall, based off of some distilling and maybe for some cooling water. Then for recent years, it's been used as a fire suppression system for our fire alarm systems.
Fire suppression, you need a big body of water to quickly pull a lot of gallons out if there's an issue, right?
Correct.
So this dam provided you that opportunity to get some depth.
Yeah, if it wasn't for this dam, we wouldn't have enough flow in the water system to really provide relief for the warehouses and for the people that are in the factory. So we worked with the city to be able to pull water from the city water at the top of the hill, and we got the capital funding last year to be able to pipe that water in.
So you guys just last year found a new source for water for fire suppression. So 1 year later, this dam's coming out. That's actually really, really quick.
It's a joint effort, I think, not only from Beam Suntory, their commitment to the environment and the community, but also the entire Frankfort community and Fish and Wildlife, Canoe Kentucky, everyone that we've been involved with has been really receptive of pushing this through as quickly as possible.
Well, as a fisherman, I know that this is going to make more of this stream accessible and better for fish spawning. So it should just be a win-win for everyone involved.
It's impressive to watch these guys take them out. They're out there in an excavator, belly deep in that machine in the water. They can't really see what's in front of them. They're feeling around. They're dealing with construction from 1800s, early 1900s. It's wooden cribs, stacked rock. They've come back and they've been repaired and they may be capped with concrete, rebar reinforced. You got to get access to the dam. Most of these dams are fairly remote and the access is pretty rough, so they got to put in roads to get there. Once the roads are established and they get the base to work off of, they'll come out there with their excavators, track hose, and they'll start notching the dam. They've got to slowly bring that pull down. You don't want this big gush of water coming down. So it's a slow process. And if you go watch one, you're kind of like disappointed because you want to see like it explode and blow up in this tidal wave, but this is not how it works. So it's a slow process. They notch it, they slowly bring the dam down, back down to the bedrock, to the base of the stream. And then once they get to that level, then it comes into reshaping the bottom, developing that riffle shoal, that complex. Another component is to making sure there's navigable channels for our paddlers to be able to safely get through this site until nature can kind of move it around and reshape it the way Mother Nature wants it.
Well, David, we've talked a lot about the benefits of this dam being removed to kayakers, tubers, people floating the river. But we maybe haven't even discussed the biggest benefit, and that's to all the animals and fish that live here in this stream.
There's a huge benefit to the paddling community, without a doubt. But the other aspect of the dam removal is the benefit to our wildlife, our fisheries specifically. And what the dam has acted like is it's been a barrier that's been there since the early 1900s. It dams that pull up and it segments the creek. So you prevent the movement of a lot of our sport fish that people come to Elkhorn Creek for, our smallmouth, our rock bass, a lot of our channel catfish. It's a barrier, they can't move. So we get these segmented populations. We got a segment down here, which is really good. Then we got this dead section because it's not the right habitat. These dams act as a big sediment trap, slows the water down, sediment falls out, covers the bottom with mud. We get poor water quality because it's not flowing, and DO gets low. Again, a lot of our stream fish cannot survive in that situation.
Tell me a little bit about how sediment traps affect spawn.
All of our fish like these nice rocky, gravel, sandy substrates, but when they get covered in fine clays and mud, they can't get through that layer to get back to the hard substrate for them to be able to successfully lay their eggs and spawn, reproduce, and ultimately provide fish for the future moving forward.
If you're on Elkhorn Creek and you're fishing it, when you get into those big slack water long pools, those areas I just power through. I don't even fish them. I just go get to the areas where you got some current, some better oxygen levels. That's where the fish hang out. In these rapids again, we've only caught like 1 or 2 fish today that were not right in the current. There he is.
Anybody that fishes a stream, I mean, we're all the same. You're looking for the head of the riffles, the braided channels, the little eddies behind the water willow.
There he is. Got him now?
I think so.
Oh, that's not a bad fish.
No. And that doesn't exist with the dam. That habitat doesn't exist, those fisheries just don't exist there. So you change the whole species composition. So we're getting it back to stream. That's what people come to Elkhorn Creek for. I mean, we're known nationwide for our smallmouth stream here. We got more of it now. We're seeing those rocky bottoms be cleaned off back down to these substrates we're talking about for spawning that fish prefer. The braided channels are coming back. We're going to see water willows start coming back.
It's going to increase the access for fishermen. It's going to increase the spawning habitat. It's going to be better oxygen content in the water. So all in all, there's really not a downside.
Our goal is that we want people to come out, enjoy our resources. We have a phenomenal resource here with Elkhorn Creek. We want them to be able to come enjoy it, be successful while they're pursuing their fish, and be safe. So I think we've accomplished all that. Recently, on one of our Kentucky Afield shoots, we found something super interesting.
and we wanted to learn more. So when we're out filming with Kentucky Afield, we quite frequently encounter some very unique finds. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Check this out. That is cool as that can be. Recently, we were in a stream looking for crayfish. We were actually doing a segment with a company called Go Wild. When in the process of trying to catch crayfish, we had some people with us that were not on camera. One of those individuals is with me today. Erica, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Tell me exactly what was going on when we were out trying to locate crayfish.
I haven't caught a lot of crayfish in my life, so I'm really trying to look and find them on the ground. And all of a sudden, I see like the base of what I think is an arrowhead.
Okay.
I've never found an arrowhead before, but you know, they have that distinct curvature and the stem on them. So I bend down and I pick it up and call over my coworker Jacob and say, hey Jacob, look at this. And he kind of goes bananas, and so does everyone else that we're with.
When you showed this to me though, even though I am not someone that looks for arrowheads, I immediately said, oh my gosh, I've never seen a spear point that size.
Right.
And I thought, man, that is an incredible piece. So we took a picture of your hand holding this on social media, and it went crazy.
It went wild.
People were commenting it's the greatest find ever, then they've never seen anything like it, and then a lot of people were saying that's fake. What we decided is that, hey, we've got some resources. Let's reach out and try to get a hold of someone that can tell us more about what a point like this would be used for, and find out the big question, which is what?
Is it real?
Is it real?
Yeah.
We don't know. We're just amateur, you know, we're creek fishermen people,
Yeah.
right? So we reached out to a gentleman here in Kentucky. His name is Eric Schlarb, and he is a archaeologist and a lithic specialist right here in Kentucky. Eric's had his hand on thousands of these. He is going to come in and let us know what this is, time frame, and is it real?
Right.
So let's get Eric in here and find out exactly what we've got. Now we have Eric Schlarb with Kentucky Lithic Analysis Services. All right, tell us what you're looking for here. And first off, you've had a little bit of time to look at this point that we brought you. What type of rock is that?
It's chert. People usually refer to it as flint, but in archaeological jargon, it's called chert, C-H-E-R-T.
Okay.
This particular chert is what's called St. Genevieve. It's napped very well. It was very good napping material.
Okay. So tell us what you're going to look for here in deciding if this is real and how old it is, or a fake, a replica.
When I'm looking at an artifact that someone brings me, or somebody's found something, the first thing I'd look at is the visual. Is it have the proper flaking pattern? I give it the feel test to see if it's smooth. A freshly made point is going to have rough, sharp surfaces on it. Then what I do is I'll put it under a microscope and I will look closer at these attributes that say it's a certain point type. So I'll look at how the flaking is, I'll look at how the point is notched. But one of the key things I'm looking for is the presence of silt or dirt in the crevices that will form on the surface of the point, or mineral deposits. Authentic points are going to have mineral deposits that have been created through time by being in the soil, and those crevices are going to be just jam-packed full of dirt or silt. A newly made point is just not going to show that.
Okay.
So that's the things we're looking for.
So now, I guess, conduct your analysis and let us know what you think.
Well, to sum it up, looking at the attributes and characteristics displayed by this particular point, unfortunately, I have to say that it's a modern reproduction.
Oh, really? Well, you know, it's not what we wanted to hear, obviously.
Right.
Where it's been flaked, there's fresh crushing on it. And that means that it was recently made. It could have been made 100 years ago, but it was recently made. The other thing that we do is measurements. And it's 115 millimeters long. Very big. Very big for the type that we're looking at. Width-wise, we're looking at almost 50 millimeters. And then the real key is the thickness, which is 13.5 millimeters, which is basically twice as thick as this example right here.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Well, we really appreciate your time coming in and sharing your 30 plus years. How many years you been doing this?
Well, I've been looking at them since I was 10, so I'm 59.
So
Professionally, around 25 years.
well, Eric, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Erica,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I truly have learned so much about all of this I never would have before, so thank you so much.
There you go. Thanks for having me.
Kentucky's youth deer season is right around the corner. If you know someone who may be interested, now's the time to start getting ready. My daughter should be home from school any minute. I'm going to step inside and surprise her today with our very first deer hunt. So Campbell, you know, for the last couple of years, you've been asking me about wanting to deer hunt. Sit up here. I want to talk to you for a second. You've been wanting to deer hunt for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And every single year when you've wanted to go deer hunting, you've had a volleyball tournament. Well, this year, you know, because of coronavirus, you don't have a volleyball tournament. You don't have a
So you're
volleyball,
gonna be out of town.
but I'm out of town. So I feel really bad because I know you've been wanting to deer hunt, and unfortunately I can't take you. And I really want to be there for your first hunt, but I don't want to hold you back either. So what if I told you I got you something? What if I told you I got you this? You know what that is? That is your license, and it's your deer tags. And I got you a new hunting jacket.
Is this me?
Yep. And some
Cool.
some hunter's orange and a new shirt. And guess what?
I can.
Guess what?
What?
Miss Rachel, who you've been going and shooting with,
We're gonna squeeze as slow as possible, okay?
Miss Rachel is going to take you this Sunday, and you get to go on your very first deer hunt. Are you excited?
Yeah.
And I will be getting home right about the time you guys get out of the stand, so if you get a deer, I'll be able to come there and help you out.
Yeah.
Well, Rachel, I can tell you that Campbell is pretty excited to be going deer hunting with you.
Chad, that's awesome. I've known Campbell a long time, and I'm so grateful you asked me to mentor her for her first hunt, and I'm just as excited as she is to get out there. Campbell, are you excited? Today's the day.
Yeah.
And we're going on what? What are we doing today?
We're going on my first hunt.
First hunt, and what are we
Yeah.
gonna try to harvest today?
A deer.
Yeah, deer.
Taking a kid on a hunt is not only a fun experience for the kid, it's also a great teaching opportunity.
Exactly. There's some deer scat
Yeah.
right there, actually. And the ground blind's right around the corner here. Sound good?
Yep.
You ready?
Yes.
Good. Yep, and now you're just gonna rack your bolt up forward. Yeah, push it down. Yep, you keep that finger off the trigger. And we're on safe there, see? Yeah. Okay. All right, we're overlooking a good food plot here, so we feel like we'll have some luck.
Yeah.
It's kind of hot and windy today, though, isn't it?
That's good weather.
Yeah, so I believe the last shooting light is like 7:40, somewhere in there. We still have about 3 hours, I think, until dark. And so we'll just sit tight and see if we can get a deer to come in soon.
Yeah. How far is it to the other end of the field?
I don't know. What do you think? What's your guess?
I don't know. It looks pretty close. And the binoculars, though.
It's not gonna pull it through here. You're gonna have to look through here. So if you look through that and press this button, it'll show you a yardage at the bottom because the screen's blocking it for me.
It says 371. But that's all the way down to that red tree.
So obviously we're not gonna shoot that far, but I think the deer will be feeding on the food plot on this end, so I would think that we would get a close shot, like 100 or closer.
Yeah.
We got a good wind tonight. I feel confident. Milkweed's a good scent checker. Do you really see what the wind's doing?
Good try.
Yeah. There's a deer walking up right now.
Oh gosh.
You're okay, she's walking to us.
I see her in here.
You see her?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to zoom in or anything?
No, this is perfect.
If you look at its head, it's a butt Campbell. Can you tell?
Oh yeah.
It's up to you, but I think maybe we can wait for a bigger doe. What do you think?
Yeah, let's wait. Yeah.
Okay. But what we want to do is shoot just like that deer is standing right now. You can look through your scope and practice. Keep our finger off the trigger. He might be quartering away a tiny bit, but he's pretty much broadside.
Yeah.
That's how we want to shoot a deer, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Campbell, there's a little squirrel. See him?
Oh, I see him. Oh my gosh. Look at it. That's funny.
Campbell, there's another deer. It's way at the very back of the field. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's a big doe. But she's still really far away. Might be 300 yards. She's far.
Yeah. There's a squirrel with her.
Yeah. She looks fat and happy out there. She's eating, but hopefully she'll eat this way towards us. It looks like a big doe. Look through your scope, see if you can find her. There's a butt buck. Here it comes. Go ahead and ease your safety off. It'll be in range once it's to the top of the hill. The butt bug's in the way, so we're just gonna wait for them to feed around in that food plot. This is kind of the key, is keeping your nerves at bay, having patience, okay?
Okay.
Just like we practice on the range. We're gonna take good shots. And when it's right, we're just gonna slowly squeeze the trigger and stop. It looks like just a couple more steps that way and you might have a shot right behind her shoulder, okay?
Okay. She's turning.
All right, you feel good? You on her still?
Yep.
All right, put it right in that pocket of her front shoulder. Just slowly squeeze the trigger like we practiced, okay?
Okay.
Good shot, Campbell.
Did I get it?
Yeah, you got her. Listen to her. Listen to her. Just wait and listen. You got her really good. You got her really good. Awesome. You got her really good.
Well, Rachel, I was just getting back into town when I got a call from Campbell and told me she had just had shot. And man, she was excited.
She definitely was excited.
Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, hon.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, Chad, as soon as Campbell shot, I was watching with my binoculars. I knew she made a great shot and that the blood trailing was probably going to be a pretty great learning experience for her. We started her right at the hit site. She was the first to find blood right away.
Here, I see blood.
We talked about where the deer went into the brush at, and she led us right to it.
There it is.
Way to go, girl. Good job. That's a big old doe.
Well, Rachel, obviously it was an experience that I would have liked to have been there for. I'm so happy that you were able to take her. Tell me a little bit about what mentoring a hunt meant to you.
Well, I mean, it's really special. You know what your first deer's like. I think I was shaking more than Campbell was as soon as she shot. I couldn't get my nerves in order.
For year after year, Campbell's wanted to go. We haven't been able to put it together. And you stepped right in and you've made a lasting memory for her. So I can't thank you enough.
Well, it was a lasting memory for me too, Chad. It's something that I think everybody would enjoy if they just take a kid or an adult out hunting.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Jason Buckles and Charlie Gibbs had a double while fishing at Nolan Lake, catching white bass in the jumps. Nice job. 7-year-old Knox Sexton from Grayson, Kentucky caught this nice fish at a private pond in Bourbon County. Congratulations. 5-year-old Clay Scott was super excited to catch this nice bass at a friend's farm pond. Chase Fitzpatrick is all thumbs up as he got his first wild turkey while hunting in Bourbon County. 4-year-old Kellen Sexton caught this nice red ear bluegill while fishing at a private pond in Bourbon County. Nice job. 6-year-old Nicholas Morgan, who's a huge Kentucky Afield fan, caught this nice 31-pound blue catfish on Taylorsville Lake. Here he is with his mom and his grandpa. Nice job. Owen Honecker from Meade County traveled down to Hatchery Creek and caught this nice rainbow trout. Nice fish. Due to the recent discovery of CWD, or chronic wasting disease, in a deer in Tennessee near the Kentucky border, we're going to have a special question and answer show. So now's the time to start submitting your questions on Facebook. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.